The question is often asked, are fermented foods good for you? Are cultured foods good for you? So I want to begin by showing that there's a clear distinction between cultured food and fermented food, and I think this is where the confusion arises. When the fermentation process happens, that produces alcohol, and that is not good.
Fermented and cultured foods have been part of human diets for centuries, offering both unique flavors and health benefits. But what exactly are they? Fermentation is a process that involves breaking down food components, like sugars, by bacteria, yeast, or other microorganisms. The result of this process produces substances that can improve the preservation, flavor, and nutritional profile of the food. Cultured foods, on the other hand, specifically refer to foods in which beneficial bacteria or yeast have been intentionally added to start the fermentation process. This means that all cultured foods are fermented, but not all fermented foods are considered cultured in the traditional sense. So in today's video, we will explore the difference between fermented and cultured foods, their benefits and dangers for gut health, according to Barbara O'Neill.
But for centuries, in just about every nation that you go to, and whenever I go to other countries, I always investigate this, there was traditionally cultured foods. I think we're very familiar with Europe, especially Germany, with their sauerkraut. And I have friends that grew up in Germany, and that sauerkraut took them through the winter months, because when sauerkraut is made, it's really the cabbage is crushed with the hands and it's salted, and it starts to culture. And that culturing process releases B vitamins. That culturing process also produces lactobacillus, so that's great to boost the healthy or the good gut flora in our gastrointestinal tract. So sauerkraut has been used for thousands of years. I know my friend Cynthia, she makes a very delicious sauerkraut from her red cabbage. Now, people that make sauerkraut can testify that organic cabbage is much nicer. It's got a better bacteria in it, so it works better. It's one of the best ways to ensure great gut flora in the gastrointestinal tract. So people that have had damaged gut flora from antibiotic use, they will find this piece of information helpful.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a renowned natural health educator, is a strong advocate of cultured foods and their role in healing and maintaining gut health. In her lectures and writings, she explains that a healthy gut is the cornerstone of overall health, influencing everything from digestion to mental clarity. A disrupted gut microbiome can lead to various issues such as bloating, indigestion, and even autoimmune diseases. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes cultured foods such as sauerkraut, tofu, and miso as some of the best options for supporting gut health. These foods contain live probiotics that not only improve digestion, but also promote the growth of healthy bacteria in the intestines. Sauerkraut is one of the most well-known cultured foods, made from finely cut cabbage that is fermented by various lactic acid bacteria. Barbara O'Neill points out that the fermentation process makes the nutrients in cabbage more bioavailable, meaning that the body can absorb them more efficiently. Additionally, sauerkraut is rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and fiber, making it a powerful food for boosting immunity and digestive function. The probiotics found in sauerkraut are especially beneficial for restoring balance in the gut flora. They help to crowd out harmful bacteria, reducing inflammation and promoting a healthier digestive system. Dr. Barbara O'Neill often recommends including sauerkraut in daily meals, particularly for those suffering from digestive disorders like irritable bowel syndrome or leaky gut syndrome.
Another one, if you go to Japan, you'll find the tofus, a lot of the tofus, tempehs through Asia. The tempehs are a cultured food. Now, if tempehs let go too long, it can certainly start to ferment. And everyone that knows these cultured foods, they can tell the smell. The smell will tell you when it's got to fermentation, producing alcohol instead of just at the culturing process. Another cultured food is miso. We love miso, and Japanese are known for their miso soup. and that gives a great boost to your natural flora. Miso's been used for centuries in Japan.
Tofu and miso, both derived from soybeans, are other cultured foods that Barbara O'Neill highly recommends for gut health. Miso is made by fermenting soybeans, while tofu is coagulated soy milk that can be fermented or cultured for additional health benefits. Dr. Barbara O'Neill explains that miso, in particular, contains beneficial enzymes and probiotics that aid digestion and detoxify the body. Miso is also a good source of essential minerals, such as magnesium and potassium, which support healthy blood pressure and hydration. Furthermore, both tofu and miso are rich in plant-based protein, making them excellent additions to a vegetarian or vegan diet.
And it gives a lovely flavouring to many dishes. I always mix it with a little water to make it smooth and put it into my dish at the end. In fact, I use miso instead of soy sauce because there's a lot of question marks about soy sauce today, the excitotoxins that are in them. So the soy sauce of today is very different to the traditional soy sauce. When I was in Fiji, they said that there's a traditional cultured food where they would grate up cassava and they would put a little bit of your sugar cane in that, and they would put it in a basket made of banana leaves and put a rock on it and put it in the shallow part of the sea, and it would culture there. You can still buy that. Unfortunately today they put a lot of cane sugar in it. So the way it was made traditionally was a lot healthier because with cane sugar it kills off the good gut flora. So ideally you don't have the cultured foods that have the cane sugar.
One of Barbara O'Neill's key revelations is the difference between traditional soy sauce and the modern versions available in most stores today. Historically, soy sauce was made through a natural fermentation process that created a probiotic-rich condiment beneficial for gut health. However, Dr. Barbara O'Neill explains that today's soy sauce is often laden with sugars and preservatives that destroy the beneficial bacteria and negatively impact gut flora. Modern soy sauce production often involves chemical processing and the addition of sugar, which can wreak havoc on the gut microbiome. The high sugar content feeds harmful bacteria and yeast in the intestines, contributing to dysbiosis, an imbalance in the gut flora, and inflammation. Dr. Barbara O'Neill urges consumers to seek out traditional, naturally fermented soy sauce or alternatives like tamari, which contains little to no sugar.
Yogurts, you can get some very nice yogurts today made with the coconut milk and organic soy milk. Also kefir. You might be familiar with kefir. You can Google kefir. You can make kefir with goat's milk, or traditionally it was made with goat's milk or cow's milk, but you can make it with almond milk and organic soy milk. And you can also make water kefir. There's a whole website devoted to water kefir. And water kefir, the kefir needs something to feed on, and so you can put a little palm sugar in there and to make your water kefir. We used to make it, and when I'd strained it, I'd put a bit of grated ginger in, and it was like a healthy ginger beer.
To counteract the negative effects of modern processed foods, Barbara O'Neill offers several recommendations for gut healing, cultured foods. Among her top suggestions are yogurt made with coconut milk, soybeans, kefir, and water kefir. These foods provide a rich source of probiotics without the added sugars and preservatives found in many commercial products. While both fermented and cultured foods offer health benefits, Dr. Barbara O'Neill advises that cultured foods are often the better choice for supporting gut health.
The gut flora must be maintained because, as Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut, and one of the reasons people are sick today is because of a compromised gut flora, and these cultured foods are vital to help restore that. So these cultured foods, rather than being the enemy and listed as fermented foods, they are not fermented foods, they are cultured foods, and that culturing process is a wonderful healing aid for our gastrointestinal tract.
One of her primary concerns with fermented foods is the potential for them to become over-fermented, leading to the production of excess acids and alcohols that can irritate the gut. This is particularly true for people with sensitive digestive systems or conditions like acid reflux. Cultured foods, on the other hand, are carefully controlled to ensure that the fermentation process produces beneficial bacteria without the harmful byproducts. Barbara O'Neill stresses the importance of choosing high-quality, organic cultured foods to avoid exposure to pesticides and additives that can disrupt the gut microbiome. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to click the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.